Let's get started. Biden is dropping out of the presidential race and endorsing Harris in a historic decision. What does this mean? What is going on? What is happening in the world? Wait, hold on. Where's my fucking tweet? Oh, here it is. Let's blast off one more time. I already blasted off, but let me spam it one more time. Engage with this tweet. Let the people know we are live. Let the people know we are alive. Okay? He got nothing on the GOAT Sorkin. Yeah. Okay. Gonna cover Kimberly Cheadle testifying on Capitol Hill. I don't think that's all that significant. Like the Secret Service. I think the Secret Service fuck-ups from the Trump assassination attempt is not like that important. I mean, it's like almost drama content in comparison to like the far more consequential political news that is happening currently in terms of, you know, Joe Biden, the current sitting president, dropping out of the re-election campaign and endorsing Harris in this historic decision. Aaron Sorkin, I think Aaron Sorkin dropped the dumbest op-ed of all time and then turned around and then deleted it. I think he retracted his op-ed, if I'm not mistaken. Classic Sorkin, man. Mike Johnson crying about it. I know we're going to get to the Republicans crying about it. It's pretty funny. I'm going to pee real quick, but let's get started.
And that, of course, is where we're going to begin this morning with that truly world-changing news, you can call it. This story is covering the front pages around the globe. President Joe Biden's decision not to run for re-election. Now, this surprise announcement yesterday marks an historic, unprecedented, and possibly undemocratic moment in American politics. With the election, just think about this, 105 days away from today. In a statement, President Biden said his decision was in the best interest of the Democrats and the country, and he vowed to finish his term in office, the beginning of the end of a political career that has spanned more than 50 years.
A half century. Now the eyes of the nation fall on Vice President Kamala Harris, who President Biden has formally endorsed as his successor. If the Democratic Party agrees, she will become the first woman of color to be nominated for the country's highest office. We've got our whole political team out here covering this, correspondents, analysts as well, to talk about how we got to this moment and what happens next. We'll also have reaction from the Republican side of the aisle, including a conversation with former President Trump. Let's start with Ed O'Keefe, who's in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, where President Biden still isolating with COVID. Ed, it's been a remarkable 10 days that changed American politics. You've been there every day of it. Good morning once again.
Good morning, Tony. The president's doctor says his condition has dramatically improved over the weekend as he continues recovering from COVID-19. He made this momentous decision Saturday night here at his home in Rehoboth Beach with just the First Lady and 4 trusted aides by his side. He called the vice president Sunday morning to tell her, and then just a handful of staff before the rest of us found out the big news Sunday afternoon.
That was crazy.
In his message explaining,
I guess he just didn't trust. I guess he didn't trust his great news. Manchin says he wouldn't serve as Harris's VP. Bro, who asked? Joe Manchin, shut your bitch ass up. Ain't nobody cares about this dumb fuck, bro. He's just personally, he's got like 2 fucking dumbass donors and like Matty Iglesias on his side. And he thinks that there's motion here. Okay? There is no motion. Joe Manchin, you have no motion. Joe Manchin, a competent administration will be coming after you and your fucking family members for inappropriate dealings and conflicts of interest a mile long. You're irrelevant. You dropped out of the Democratic Party. Fuck you. He's such an annoying little fucking loser. I can't stand this motherfucker, bro. I swear. Oh, I won't be vice president for Kamala Harris. It's like, nobody wants you to be Kamala Harris's VP, man. Who the fuck asked? Who the absolute fuck asked you, Joe? Ain't nobody asked for this. Yeah, Joe Manchin has that chaotic, like, how do I make this about myself energy, which is pretty funny. He's just like, wow, historic events are happening. How do I put myself on the fucking front lines of this conversation?
his decision, President Biden wrote, "It's in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term." Just minutes later, the president used social media again to endorse Vice President Harris, urging Democrats to come together and beat Donald Trump. With that, Harris officially entered the race, saying she's honored to have the president's endorsement and that she plans to earn and win this nomination. Within hours, most other party leaders, including Bill and Hillary Clinton, potential running mates, or those who might have been potential challengers, backed her bid, a sign she could quickly earn it in the coming days.
She's been a key part of the successes at home and abroad of the Biden-Harris legacy, and I think she is best positioned to carry it forward.
But some big names held back, including former President Barack Obama, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. The unprecedented campaign shakeup comes more than 3 weeks after Biden's debate against former President Donald Trump.
Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
The 81-year-old's performance raised doubts about his mental fitness and led to mounting pressure to step aside from Democratic allies. Biden was defiant against those calls for weeks.
Come on, guys. It's a little disrespectful. It's a little disrespectful to keep pointing to this. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we know he fucked up. All right. We know. Come on now. Yeah. His brain is no good. He dropped out. Now it's a little fucked up to keep posting his highlights like this. The debate was the best thing that happened to the Democratic Party. I mean, I agree. It's their incompetence. It's the Biden re-election campaign's incompetence that actually gave us this opportunity.
I'm running and we're going to win.
Before conferring with a tight group of advisors and family members and deciding late Saturday to end the campaign.
With Joe Biden as the heart and soul of our party and Kamala Harris coming out swinging against this ticket, we've got the recipe for victory.
As for Republicans, House Speaker Mike Johnson continued to test a line of attack against the Democrats on Sunday morning.
It would be wrong and I think unlawful in accordance to some of these states' rules for a handful of people to go in a back room and...
Really? Would it be? Is that how that works? Does Mike Johnson care about the Democratic primary and the Democratic Party's wishes? That's so funny. This is just tears, okay? This is just fucking tears. You're literally a crystal fascist. Shut the fuck up. You don't give a fuck about democracy. And also, hilarious that you're over here being like, oh, well, you know, this is, I'm quite concerned. I'm quite concerned about what this says about the Democratic process in the Democratic Party's primaries. Brother, who are you talking to? Who are you trying to reach? Are you trying to reach the fucking, the Biden or busters? They do not exist. People that went into the Democratic Party's primaries and voted for Joe Biden are the most deep blue loyalists you've ever seen. Not a single one of those votes will not be cast for whoever the fuck is on the ticket, okay? This is not like Bernie Sanders. Even with Bernie Sanders, there wasn't a significant percentage of Bernie voters who busted and refused to vote for Hillary Clinton, even though the media constantly framed it as such. But these guys are not even going to be that percentage, okay? I do not know a single, and I do not believe, by the way, even if there was like one guy on Twitter or something, I just don't believe, and you will never get me to believe, that there is a significant percentage of Biden or busters. There's a significant percentage of Biden or busters out there that are like, oh, Kamala Harris? Fuck no, I'm not voting. Okay? Wait, are you pro-Harris? Is she the best choice for you? No, of course she's not the best choice for me. But I wear multiple different hats. Sometimes I wear a Trump hat. Sometimes I wear a Democratic Party analyst hat. Sometimes I wear an elections analyst hat. Okay? A lot of times when I talk about like how a candidate is viewed by the broader electorate, like with Joe Biden, I made it known that my own personal opinion was irrelevant in terms of Joe Biden's reelection chances, because my own personal choice in the matter was that I was not going to vote for Joe Biden, right? And I said it pretty publicly. It is something that I've never said before in any of the elections that I've covered since 2016. I've never been like, I'm not voting, 100% I'm not voting 10 toes down for whoever the Democratic candidate is. And Joe Biden was the first time that I ever said that. Now, even then, when I talked about Joe Biden having to be swapped out, it wasn't just for my own personal hatred for Joe Biden's policies on Gaza. It also was a broader analysis on the way that like the public, the voting public, the voter eligible public viewed him. Do you see what I'm saying? Not a single issue voter? No, that's not the reason. You can fucking cry, but there are plenty of people who, most people are single issue voters if they're not just ideologically aligned with the party. Okay? 80% of the American voting public votes on party lines. They don't vote on ideology. 20% vote on ideology, and that 20% are actually the single issue voters that you're talking about. There is no one that is making like comprehensive analysis on in terms of who they're voting for. Okay? But if you were to say like, for me, it was just genocide, it's an ironic thing to point to. Like, oh, wow, I can't believe this guy has a really, really angry opinion on the American participation in the ethnic cleansing of an entire population. Like, yeah, no, that's a perfectly valid thing to be a single issue voter on. I myself, however, had definitely broader analysis and more reasons than just that. His mental deterioration played a big role in it. Obviously, you are so obsessed with Gaza. I hate when people say this. Like, you're so fucking annoying. And if you're trying to do a 3-minute ad break debate right now at fucking 11:50 by saying you're so obsessed with Gaza, I'm gonna fucking put you on a rocket ship. I'm gonna put you on a rocket ship anyway. Here, take a week off. I hate that. Anyway, let's keep talking about the issue at hand. So when I give you guys broad analysis, broader coverage of like what the American voters are looking at, what the American voters are seeing, I'm thinking about it from the framework of like what they care about, what they vote on. That's why I constantly talk about like in terms of NATO. Obviously, I have my own personal convictions on NATO, okay? But that's not what I'm talking about when I talk about NATO in terms of this election. When I talk about NATO, what do I always say? Americans in swing states or Americans across the board outside of the fucking DMV do not give a shit about NATO expansion, okay? Like, Americans are not like, thank God, man. Thank God Biden brought in Finland and Sweden into NATO. You will not find like one person. You will not find one person in the fucking real world that's like, nah, I'm actually voting for Biden because I was thinking about voting for Biden because he put Finland and Sweden into NATO. It's like, what are you saying? That's just the Reddit vote. It is not even marginal. It's not real. It's not a real movement, right? Anyway, so in terms of my analysis, like, I separate my own personal opinions when I'm talking about elections. When I'm talking about elections such as this one especially, right? My own personal convictions, I will always tell you what they are, right? But when I'm talking about like what plays well, sometimes that is at odds with what I personally believe, right? When I talk about immigration, however, my own personal convictions actually do align with what my expectation is from the Democratic Party, because the Democratic Party leaning to the reactionary sentiment that is purely built on hysteria in terms of like migrant crime, that is actually a failing method. That is actually a losing narrative. Tending to be concerned for Democrats who supported Biden is just disgusting. Yeah, that's really funny. I love that though, because that narrative would work if there was like some ideological fissure between Joe Biden and the rest of the Democratic Party. But Joe Biden historically is a center-right Democrat. So there is no ideological division between Joe Biden and whoever the fuck is going to be at the top of that ticket. Do you understand what I mean? So obviously, this narrative doesn't work. It's a failed narrative. They should throw this aside immediately. Okay? I mean, I'm happy with them not casting it aside and continuing to like hammer this narrative and be like, the wishes of the Democratic primary voters are not being reflected. It's like, it's very stupid. Okay? It's a very dumb narrative. And today, we're going to be focusing on a lot of dumb narratives coming from the Republican Party. that are currently are flailing. They're flailing. They're desperate. They have no idea what to do. They haven't been able to figure out like a coherent way to attack Kamala Harris. And it's kind of shocking that they didn't even like think about how they would attack Kamala Harris if that moment came, especially considering the reality that, and I've repeated this over and over again, since 2019, it was obviously known that Kamala Harris, there's a pretty big likelihood, unlike any other vice president, that she might become the president, even in the first term or potentially during the re-election campaign because of Joe Biden's age, right? So how did they not actually present a decent line of attack against her this entire time? Anyway, that's awesome. Like, it's awesome that they have nothing. But let's continue.
Switch it out because they don't like the candidate any longer.
Last night, he called on Biden to resign immediately because...
By the way, that's precisely how this works. Like, the notion that, like, oh, you don't get to switch it out because you don't like the candidate. Like, no, that's exactly how that works, actually. Like, that is what a competent party would do. And you're just mad that the Democrats, for once in their goddamn lives, were able to do something that a competent party would do. They're like in awe. They're shocked. They're shocked. They're like, how could they have done this to us? How about you worry about running a good campaign? How about you worry about trying to get Trump in office? The fuck do you mean? Oh, the Democratic primaries, the wishes of the Democratic Party primary voters is not being reflected. It's like, no, I think they're fine. I think they're happy with it. What is this?
It is the weirdest thing to me. Democrats say that it is racist to believe, well, they say it's racist to do anything. I had a Diet Mountain Dew yesterday.
This is a really bad narrative. This sucks. This is so 2016 coded. Yeah, good luck, dude. Good luck, guys. Hey, good luck. Joe Biden was president for the past 4 years. I don't know if you know that. He is literally racist. Joe Biden, who was the Barack Obama administration's hand-selected candidate for vice presidency, was hand-selected because he had a track record of being kind of racist and routinely making off-color remarks, okay? Good luck, though.
Yesterday, and one today. I'm sure they're going to call that racist, too, but...
I'm going to tell you something, okay? If drinking Diet Mountain Dew is racist, I'm a Klans member, okay? Ain't nobody's out here saying drinking Diet Mountain Dew is racist. Like, the fuck do you mean? What a dumb fucking argument. Oh, you can't whip up this kind of narrative, dude. You can't do that. You can't fucking do that.
It's good. I love you guys.
Oh, no aura, zero aura, minus 1,000 aura points. This is worse than Kamala Harris. This reads worse than Kamala Harris. I'll say it. Fuck it. 100% is cringe. Some reports that they're regretting picking Vance. Oh, you think? I mean, yeah, duh. This is JD Vance's basket of deplorables moment. Mark my words. Dude, I'm invested in Beshear. I think Bashar al-Assad, the fucking Lion of Kentucky, okay, he would be a phenomenal VP pick. That's my top pick, even more than Pritzker, even though I do like Pritzker.
Because if Joe Biden isn't fit to run for president, he's not fit to serve as president. And Trump agreed, saying Biden wasn't fit to serve from the very beginning.
Kamala was in on it.
His campaign already treating Harris like the person to beat, attacking her in a new ad.
Kamala owns this failed record.
So as you can see, the campaign is underway already, but the president has...
Dude, Andy Beshear, you're like, oh, don't take him away from Kentucky. Brother, Kentucky has one of the deepest, most reddest fucking state legislatures in the country. What are you talking about? He is phenomenal at, exercising his veto power, but he has a fucking veto-proof supermajority of some of the biggest freaks you've ever seen. Okay? So, like, technically, he's kind of being wasted in Kentucky. And yeah, his lieutenant governor can take over. Not sure he would be as charismatic. Bro, he's so goddamn white. I mean, chat, give me the fucking photo. Give me the family photo. Send me the goddamn family photo, please. Beshear clip from this morning on Morning Joe. No, I don't want to just show you. I don't want to just show you something about, like, you know, this person is young, he's vibrant, he's dynamic, and most importantly, he has my favorite. He has my favorite quality in red state Democrats, which is that he fucking, well, not this. He has my favorite quality in red state Democrats, which is where he doesn't fucking back down when it comes to like shit that most Democrats would panic over. That story about trans people coming to the Capitol, the state Capitol, and him like taking photos with them, like the Satanist trans people or whatever, like his response to that was beautiful. Okay. That energy is what is needed in the Democratic Party. Like, this is not a joke. Andy Beshear won twice in a very red state and campaigned on abortion rights while standing up for trans rights. He's perfect for this year and would be a great contrast to Trump and Vance. Okay? That is the Lion of Kentucky right there, folks. I'm telling you right now. Look at his fucking family, first of all. God damn, dude. They are so fucking white. It's like a flashbang. When you click on this photo, it's like it blinded half of my Zoomer audience.
So interesting.
Governor Beshear on his re-election and vetoing anti-trans bills. All children are children of God. I was going to stand up for the most marginalized children who didn't deserve either a state legislature or an entire campaign picking on them.
In a lot of ways, but one of the issues that came up was, of course, trans rights. I mean, you did not hesitate to veto a sweeping anti-trans bill passed by the Kentucky state legislature, but your opponents still kind of came after, they also, because of that, probably came after you on that. It didn't work. What does that tell you about the effectiveness of this kind of an attack and, this approach from a lot of Republicans out there?
Well, all children are children of God. That's what my faith teaches me, and I was going to stand up especially for the most marginalized children that didn't deserve either a state legislature or an entire campaign and all these super PACs picking on them. These are individuals that are already at the margins. The studies show suffer more mental health issues, are more at risk for suicide. We ought to be in the suicide prevention business and not further harming kids who are going through too much. I did it because it was the right thing, but I will say the way these super PACs and
I'm so fucking pilled on him, dude. It's not even, it's just, he's such a goated pick. He is so fucking good. And it was that story. It was the story where one of those fucking freaks in his own state legislature that came out and was like, how dare you take a photo with them trans pedophiles? And he just straight up was like, those are Kentuckians, okay? Those are fucking people from the state. Those are my people. They came to the state, and I'm not going to apologize for taking a photo with them, and I would do that every fucking day, okay? And he also demanded that the state legislator apologize to every fucking person that he took a photo with. Yeah. Governor's photo with drag queens stirs controversy in Kentucky. The Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, an activist drag troupe, said the controversy has helped further their goal of passing a statewide non-discrimination law. Okay? Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, a Democrat, made history last week when he became the first governor in a state to appear at a rally for a Louisville-based fairness campaign, upholding a campaign promise to support LGBTQ rights. Each year since 1999, when Kentucky's first ever non-discrimination ordinances were passed into law, the City Council of Louisville and Lexington, the Fairness Campaign has lobbied lawmakers much to make such discrimination illegal statewide. Shouldn't we be picking someone who supports policy that would create long-term power for the labor movement and the left in general? What's his record on pushing organized labor power? For example, Pritzker got the... Oh, dude, that's... No. Pritzker is a phenomenal pick. You're absolutely right on that. I'm just saying, I really like him. I really like his energy. Like, for example, Pritzker got the right to collective bargaining in the Illinois Constitution. Social issues are important, but I don't think this is quite enough for me. I think that as the VP pick, like, it seems like Kamala Harris, at least in her track record, is like going to be as pro-labor as Biden, which I would say is like fairly pro-labor, if we're being honest, and perhaps even more pro-labor than Biden. Like, there is no indication to me that Kamala Harris is going to be anti-union or anti-labor in a way that like separates her from Joe Biden. Shapiro's fucking terrible. Yes, we agree on that. The VP pick is going to be where the party goes next. Seems like we want the most left-wing person we can get, in my opinion. I agree. I love Pritzker. I would love a big boy ticket. The other reason why I really like Beshear or Bashar, whatever, however you fucking say it, and he's decent, I think, on labor. But beyond that, he dismantled the charter school efforts in Kentucky as governor and openly stood on business on that front as well. And like, Pritzker is, one, a billionaire. I like him a lot. He's very likable. His instincts are good. And I think more importantly, my turning moment on Pritzker was when he like tweeted that pro-trans thing that was like really goofy, but it was like obviously a bad thing to tweet. But he like, but it was so obvious that his heart was in the right place. Like it's so obvious to me that he is like the type of person that is like genuinely earnest and is not like a political machine person. However, he's in Illinois. The reason why I like Beshear is that Kentucky is deep red and he fucking sticks it to the Republicans. Like, maybe I'm being too much of a Democratic Party guy when I say this, but I think one of the things that I absolutely despise, okay? Oh, it was this tweet. Yes, you found it. As a protest against Trump's rescinding protections for trans kids, everyone should use the other gender's bathroom today. Hashtag protect trans kids. Like, that's such a stupid thing to fucking tweet out, but it's like so obvious that this was not focus grouped, polled, and tested, right? He fired that off himself. Okay, that's a genuine take. And I get the spirit of the take. I get the energy that he placed on it, and I like it. Okay? So I was not being literal, but I think today and every day we should be standing up for all our kids. Hashtag resist Trump. So one of the reasons why I really like Bashar, I'm going to keep calling him Bashar. Please stop yelling at me. One of the reasons why I really like him is because like I said, one of the aspects that's lost in the Democratic Party and rarely ever occurs is a red state Democrat, or any kind of Democrat really, that sticks it to the Republicans, but especially a red state Democrat. Okay? Red state Democrats are propped up for being ideologically fluid. And I hate that. I hate that. I despise that to the bottom of my fucking soul. I despise it. It's cowardly. It's bad. It's not a good idea at all. And I fucking despise it. He does not do that. And I think that's really fucking important. I just do not trust Southern Democrats. They're usually anti-labor. I don't think Beshear is anti-labor. Let's see. I mean, he backed the UAW strike. He went to the picket line. He went to the picket, I'm pretty sure. Here's a post from him saying, unions are the backbone of our economy, helping our Kentucky workers' lives better, live better lives through promising careers. It was great to meet with the smart local 110 sheet metal workers to talk about the wins we're seeing and how we can work together to keep building on our progress. Here's how he is with the UAW. Unions have helped build our country and raise the standard of living and quality of life for workers. The fact that he's also anti-fucking anti-charter school is huge. Like that is probably an even bigger indication that he is pro-labor, because we all know that like the real reason for charter schools, aside from segregating schools, is specifically to abolish teachers' unions in this country at a time when you know they're already diminished. As Attorney General, he spoke out against right to work, and he's phenomenally popular. One of the most popular governors, and that's from the Kentucky State AFL-CIO. Like I said, these are the reasons why I am Beshear pilled. Here's the AFL-CIO also writing in 2023 November, if we don't have Beshear back in there, we won't have a firewall anymore. I'm so scared that they're going to go with fucking Pete Buttigieg, though. Now, that's a motherfucker who's not pro-labor. Okay? He doesn't have the instinct. He only fights in a way that appeals to liberals. He's just he is basically our JD Vance. He's got more charisma than JD Vance, but that's not saying much because JD Vance is like a Donald Trump Jr. style pick. Anyway, the line of Louisville, baby. Yeah, that would be fucking terrible. Do you remember on the picket line? He sounded like a strikebreaker spy. I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, he's a McKenzie guy. No shot. No fucking shot. Even though he can stand on the side deal that he cut as labor, or not as labor, as transportation secretary with the railroad companies, that the railroad unions were pretty positive on overall. It wasn't the best deal, but it was definitely, it wasn't the best deal, but it definitely wasn't bad. And it was, you know, broadly popular by the railroad unions. He could say that, but even then, I don't trust him at all. If he didn't have a hostile supermajority in Kentucky legislature, do you think he'd be as gung-ho about his leftist policies? That's actually an interesting question. I think yes, because why would he be gung-ho right now about his leftist policies with a fucking incredibly hostile, with an incredibly hostile red supermajority? He's the governor. He can just be like, well, my hands are tied. Do you see what I'm saying? Like if he thought personally that like there is a good reason for him to be, you know, kind of wishy-washy on a lot of these like leftist policies, he could so easily just say, well, my hands are tied. Look at what I'm working with. You know what I mean? Comes from a politically progressive Democrat family. Father was the governor of Kentucky as we transitioned into a red state. Anyway, we're gonna cover him talking about JD Vance in a second. I'm kind of jumping over things that I wanted to get to in a timely manner because I just got, you know, I'm a fan of this man. Like, as far as I've seen, he seems like a really, really solid choice. Okay? He's a great choice? No, he's not. You just saw one fucking tweet and you're going along with it. If President Biden drops out, this is our best ticket. Kamala Harris, a career prosecutor versus convicted felon, a Midwestern mayor and Secretary of Transportation who's created hundreds of thousands of blue-collar jobs versus a Midwestern first-term senator who's done nothing. No. Beshear absolutely destroys Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg doesn't read as like a fucking Midwesterner anyway. He reads in the same exact way that JD Vance reads, a liberal institutionalist. Anyway, like, I don't even care. Like, people will say, oh, well, also Pete's gay. And there's already a woman, a black and Indian woman on the ticket. So we need like a heterosexual white guy, like a really white guy, right? That's not even a thing for Pete, I don't think. Pete doesn't even read as gay. Let's be real. I mean, they'll say like homophobic shit to him, but like that's not even a question. My criticisms of Pete Buttigieg come from the fact that even from like a vibes-based attitude, I think he reads as like a smug liberal. He doesn't have like he doesn't have like good retail politician instincts at all. Biden, at least at his best, was a solid retail politics guy. He's not very good at that. He's too much of a well-read, oralist, rizless, annoying, smarmy Democrat. Yeah, he's bland and irritating. Like, Pete Buttigieg would never tweet about how because of our interest in protecting trans people, everyone should go use the opposing the opposite gender's bathroom today. He would never do such a thing. Okay, he's exactly the type of dude who fucking focus groups every single goddamn tweet and message. He's got a focus group happening in the back of his fucking mind at all times. He's a McKinsey guy. Anyway, but yeah. He's pro-union. He's spoken out against right to work. He's eviscerated charter schools in his state. He's goated.
My opponent went about their campaign was just mean.
PA Governor Shapiro, fuck no.
And it was gross, and it was cruel, and people don't like that. That is not who we are, and this ought to be a message that you can't scapegoat people just to get folks angry, and it's wrong. Right? Think about what some people are doing, trying to dehumanize other human beings, trying to turn people against each other, to even...
Like, my dream would be something between Gretchen Whitmer, J.B. Pritzker, and Beshear. I think, like, those three are pretty solid. Obviously, I wouldn't go with Kamala Harris. Like, she's not my fucking top pick for this at all. but Kamala Harris is going to be the nominee. You know what I mean? She's going to be the nominee for the Democratic Party. So, and Gretchen Whitmer is not running for VP, and I don't even think she'd be good on the VP slot for this ticket in general. Anyway, let's
foster
continue.
hate and anger towards another American here, another Kentuckian. Why? So you can elect one more person that has a certain letter behind their name. Listen, this can't be right and left. Some things have to be basic right and wrong, and we've got to get our politics back to where we ask the basic question of right and wrong. There's got to be limits. I mean, this can't be a ruleless type of game because it's so much more than a game. Ask any of these kids.
This is him talking about running on and winning on a pro-trans message in Kentucky. Okay? And like in 2023, he was voted as one of the most popular governors in the fucking country. Okay? He was really popular in 2020, no? No. I mean, he was more popular than Kamala Harris, but not exactly popular, no. Anyway, who do you think is the most likely VP pick? I do think Beshear would be best, but I think we're going to get Buttigieg. I hope not. Anyway, let's get back to the stories first, and then I'll talk more about the VP slots.
Said he will address the nation in the coming days. We wait to see what he has to say there. And the work of governing continues because both the president and the vice president are scheduled to have separate meetings with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu later this week in Washington. And guys, consider the enormity of this decision. 2024 is now set to be the first presidential election since 1976 without a candidate named Bush, Clinton, or Biden on the ballot. Tony?
It is a new era, Ed. Thank you very much.
Hasn't it even been 24 hours since President Biden made that decision that no sitting president has ever made, dropping out of the race this close to Election Day with less than a month to go until the DNC?
And in an open convention, the delegates would be the true deciders. This is the first time in more than 5 decades where the delegates are all free to vote as they choose and have the final say.
It was already the most unusual race in American history. Between two former presidents, one a convicted felon who tried to overturn an election he lost, then survived an assassination attempt. And now Biden is the first incumbent since Lyndon Johnson 56 years ago to give up a chance for a second term. President Biden and dozens of Democratic lawmakers have endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris. She's the frontrunner for the nomination, but with the convention less than a month away, a fight for the nomination is still possible. We have team coverage. Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce starts us off. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, George. Well, this decision was always Joe Biden's to make and his alone, but ultimately the pressure was just too much to bear. The president now giving up the job he spent a lifetime working towards. And now this
Not a history buff. Why did LBJ bail? Because his dick was too big. No, it was Vietnam.
morning, all eyes are right here on Vice President Kamala Harris. We are outside of her residence at the Naval Observatory. We will get our first glimpse of her later this morning after a whirlwind 24 hours that catapulted Kamala Harris from the vice president to potentially the top of the ticket. 24 days.
Wouldn't Josh Shapiro be the best pick strategically for winning Pennsylvania? Yes, but I don't think Shapiro's is good. Like, I am ideologically opposed to Shapiro. I think that he is, I think that he's too conservative overall. We'll get to that. Stop asking me questions about VP slots. We'll get to that.
After his disastrous debate performance, with the relentless pressure from his own party only growing, President Biden abandoning his bid for a second term. Writing to his fellow Americans, "It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president. And while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term." The announcement, a political earthquake, one that surprised even his own campaign and White House staff. It took Biden more than 3 weeks to get to this point. In the days after the debate, he was defiant.
I am running and going to win again. I am all in. My word, I am all in.
Biden insisting in an interview with George that nothing short of divine intervention could make him leave this race.
If the Lord Almighty came down and said, Joe, get out of the race, I'll get out of the race. The Lord Almighty's not coming down.
Yeah, hubris. Can't do it. Hubris. Told you. Told you. Can't do it, bro. That's hubris, baby. You can't be out here fucking talking like that. It's the same type of hubris that I demonstrated at the top of the hour when I forget to run a 3-minute ad break. Okay? And I'm like, oh, I already served it. I must have served it. I didn't. I failed to. It's because I used that chatter coming in here as a jump off point 10 minutes prior to the fucking top of the hour. And then I forgot to run it. So I'm running it now. Super late. 20 minutes into the top of the hour. There's still a 3-minute ad break coming for you, however. And Lord Almighty is not going to save you from seeing the top of the hour ad break. The only thing that can save you is $6 to subscribe or a free subscription to the forum of a Twitch Prime. You can also pray to Lord Almighty that you get a gifted sub. Maybe that's the way to do it. Here's a 3-minute ad break now. We beat Medicare. Flucky, thank you for the 10 tier 1 gifted subs. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I agree that the Lord Almighty is not going to come down, but if you are told reliably from your allies, from your friends and supporters in the Democratic...
I'm sad that Biden dropped out right as your impression was rocketing in hilarity. Yeah, I mean, it took some time. I can't do a Kamala Harris, too, so we'll see.
Party in the House and the Senate, that they're concerned you're going to lose the House and the Senate if you stay in. What will you do?
I'm not going to answer that question. It's not going to happen.
The pressure only grew. The top Democrats in Congress, Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, telling Biden to his face the party was concerned he would lose the election and take Democrats down with him.
This guy, maybe Muhammad and his 6-year-old wife could save us. Brother, what do you think happened to Jesus Christ? Like, how old was Jesus' mom? CEO of Reddit, yeah. Oh, Jesus, yeah. I love being like, yeah, you know who are the pedophiles? The Prophet Muhammad, dude. In a country where, like, the Catholic Church is just melting children, okay? In a nation where right-wing Christian fascists are routinely advocating to protect child brides, okay? If this was a overwhelmingly Muslim nation where, clerics, imams were advocating for those things, you'd catch me with the same level of fucking smoke. But it's a wild fucking thing to point to. Like, maybe focus your attention on what's happening here, okay? Just saying.
In November, the powerful former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, sharing a similar message. And even though Biden insisted he was firmly in the race, she went on TV and called it an open question.
It's up to the president to decide if he is going to run. We're all encouraging him to make that decision because time is running short.
In the end, 40 Democratic lawmakers came out against the president.
I do not think he is the best person to go into this election. I think if he is our nominee, I think we lose.
Then another blow. Biden forced off the trail by a COVID diagnosis, isolating at his beach house in Delaware, reckoning with his political reality. Huddled with just his closest advisors and family, sources tell us Saturday night the president began to come to his decision. Sunday morning, he started making calls, letting the vice president know of his decision. Sources say the two of them speaking several times throughout the day. Then at 1:45, the president alerting his staff on a call, and just 1 minute later, releasing his letter to the world. First Lady Jill Biden forwarding her husband's announcement with a heart. Her office telling us she was supportive of whatever road he chose. She's his biggest believer, champion, and always on his side. And from the president's son, Hunter, an emotional statement. For my entire life, I've looked at my dad in awe. How could he suffer so much heartache and yet give so much of whatever...
Bro, half of his heartache currently comes from you, by the way. How could he suffer so much heartache? Bitch, you're responsible for, like, a big chunk of it. You know what I mean? Like, you're personally... I know he's, like, thinking in his mind, like, oh, his, children died, his wife died, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, no, dog, it's you. Like, you're the reason for the heartache now, okay?
Remained of his heart to others. I'm so lucky every night to get to tell him I love...
The Mary counter you just did was so effective. It was like what you did to Will when he proposed to you at Gay Disney. Yeah.
...of him and to thank him. I ask all Americans to join me tonight in doing the same. Praise for the president pouring in.
He's grounded in his faith, in his family, and in our state. Excuse me.
That was, again, illegal. Okay, flag on the play. You can't be caught dead on national television, dead to rights with this level of glaze. Okay, actually illegal move, a violation. Okay, you do not get the touchdown. Nope. You can't be crying on national television for an 800-year-old demon who was too spiteful to fucking drop out. Get out of here. Van Jones and this fucking dummy are cooked. Lock him up.
I'm sorry. This was a very difficult decision, and one that I think reflects the very best of who Joe Biden is.
Pelosi calling him a patriotic American who has always put our country first and one of the most consequential presidents in American history. Those words echoed by former President Barack Obama, who called Biden one of America's most consequential presidents, as well as a dear friend and partner to me, and a patriot of the highest order. With the political shock still setting in, President Biden wasting no time in endorsing his Vice President Kamala Harris to take his place atop the ticket, calling picking her the best decision I've made, and urging Democrats to come together and beat Trump.
Do we believe in the promise of America? And are we ready to fight for it?
Harris, who's been hitting the trail hard in recent weeks, praising Biden for making the difficult decision. Writing, with this selfless and patriotic act, President Biden is doing what he has done throughout his life of service, putting the American people and our country above everything else. Then making clear
Biden should be celebrated. Not many could do this. I think you're also wrong on that front. I think Republicans would do this as well. Like Mitch McConnell is kind of doing this for his seat. Like, it's just Trump wouldn't do this, right? And I think that's the reason why a lot of people are now, Trump would never do this in a million years. Okay. Trump would never do this in a million years. And I think that is like what has come normalized in American politics now. So our expectations, like the bar is so low that we're like, oh, dude, you know, no one would ever do this. Like I saw some tweets about like no Republican would ever do this. Like that's not true. They would. They absolutely would. And Democrats should do this more often, but they don't. But any party that is competent and wants to fucking win or wants to present the best possible option should do this. Ruth Bader Ginsburg didn't do it. Dianne Feinstein didn't do it because, you know, Democrats are annoying. But I would say that Republicans are more likely to do this than Democrats are, even though Democrats historically have done it.
Clear, she's all in, saying my intention is to earn and win this nomination. We have 107 days until Election Day. Together, we will fight, and together, we will win. This morning, many top party leaders now swiftly rallying around Harris as she's working the phones, reaching out to key Democrats. Bill and Hillary Clinton writing, now is the time to support Kamala Harris and fight with everything we've got to elect her. America's future depends on it. Harris also securing endorsements from key constituencies, including the Congressional Black Caucus, and several key governors like Gavin Newsom of California, Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania, and Roy Cooper of North Carolina, all lining up behind her. The Biden campaign this morning now full steam ahead for Harris, even filing the paperwork. The campaign now officially Harris.
It killed Hillary to endorse Kamala. Is so funny because, like, I don't even think she personally officially did it from her account. I think they did it from Bill's account, right? Am I wrong? She might have actually personally done it too, but like, I think it was Bill Clinton that actually posted it and said, like, me and Hillary. She just retweeted it. Oh, okay. Oh, it's so good. Oh, she has tweeted since. Oh, on fire. Fingertips on fire. Wait, and even here, she doesn't even mention. Even here, she doesn't mention Kamala Harris. She can't even do it. She can't get herself to do it. She won't say her name, bro. Oh, you know, she's like, when we elect our first woman president, could be me. Oh my God. She's like, yeah, sure. I'll leave it out. I'll leave it out in the. She's going to contest. No, she's not. She's already endorsed her. I'm just saying she's endorsed Kamala Harris alongside her husband. But I do really like the idea that, you know, she's just upset every time she's posting
Harris
about it.
For president.
And there is no question right now, Vice President Kamala Harris is the front runner in this race. She could become the first black woman, the first Asian American to top a ticket. We will see her later this morning at an event at the White House, and we do expect her to be back on the trail soon. The president will also, we expect, come before cameras in the coming days and explain for himself this remarkable decision to the American people, George.
Mary Bruce, thanks very much.
Let's listen in.
I want to thank you for all you do to support these extraordinary student athletes. And it is good to be here with so many leaders, including, of course, members of Congress, members of our administration, and our extraordinary athletes. Our president, Joe Biden, wanted to be here today. He is feeling much better and recovering fast, and he looks forward to getting back on the road.
Bro, she sped up. Yo, they took her off the fucking bars. I'm not even kidding. Oh, my Lord. I swear to God, she got like a fucking 1.25x speed boost. Oh, thank the Lord, dude. I was worried that she was gonna keep. I was worried that she was gonna keep that wine mom energy.
And I wanted to say a few words about our president. Joe Biden's legacy of accomplishment over the past 3 years is unmatched in modern history. In one term, he has already, yes, you may clap. In one term, he has already surpassed the legacy of most presidents who have served 2 terms in office. And I first came to know President Biden through his son, Beau. We worked together as attorneys general in our states. And back then, Beau would often tell me stories about his dad. He would talk about the kind of father and the kind of man that Joe Biden is. The qualities that Beau revered in his father are the same qualities that I have seen every day in our president. His honesty, his integrity, his commitment to his faith and his family, his big heart, and his love, deep love of our country. And I am firsthand witness that every day our President Joe Biden fights for the American people, and we are deeply, deeply grateful for his service to our nation.
Heard from the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. I just want to point out that the Vice President will be heading to Wilmington, Delaware later this afternoon to meet with campaign staff there on this, the first, what they're describing, the first full day of her presidential campaign. That according to updated guidance that we're just getting in from her office and a social media post on X, formerly known as Twitter right now. Kayla Tausche is our White House correspondent. Kayla, give us a sense of what's going on right now, what we should anticipate.
I took a screenshot because I'm trying to post on the JD Vance tweet. I'm trying to quote tweet it and be like, this man has never tasted the sweet nectar phony ass fake yokel, dude. JD Vance is fake as fuck, dude. He is not a real one, okay? He is not a fucking real one. He is not a real Mountain Dew boy like I am. I'm a Dew boy, and I know a real Dew boy when I see it. Okay? Can I say fake ass yokel? Does that work? This fake ass yokel has never tasted the sweet nectar that is Diet Mountain Dew. Yokel is an anti-white slur? No, that's our word.
Well, they say it's racist to do anything.
Bitch, I hate this. Baja Blast Zero's better? No, it's not.
I had a Diet Mountain Dew yesterday and one today. I'm sure they're going to call that racist too, but it's good.
Like, that's the first time he's had a Diet Mountain Dew. Like, get the fuck out of here. You're so fucking fake, dude. You are such a fake one. He literally is like, he is the most fake Ohio motherfucker I've ever encountered, dude. I hate that. Fuck this guy. Kamala is cooking. Kamala is a cooking YouTuber. Damn, I didn't know that. I didn't know she has like entire YouTube videos cooking. Anyway, no, I think the OG Diet Mountain Dew is the best one. Zero's fine. I like Diet Baja, but nowhere near as much as I like some of the other special ones. I can give you guys a full fucking tier list one day if you want. I obviously am like I order specialty like regional Diet Mountain Dews with crates. Like I have an entire fucking crate load of Diet Mountain Dew in my fucking kitchen right now. I've tried the Code Red. It's not my favorite. You guys know I'm a real one when it comes to fucking, I don't fuck around with my sodas. Like I'm a real Dew boy all the way. No, I am importing Mountain Dew. Yes. From like California doesn't have all the different soda flavors that I want. So I literally will import them into the state of California. Where do I order from? Amazon. I've tried like there's a really good one. The watermelon one is really good. I actually really like it. I haven't been able to find new ones of that. Like I haven't been able to order more crates of that one. Major Melon, Diet Major Melon, excellent. I'm so fucking hog coded on that front. Like I got 2 towers of Zins behind me and I fucking love Diet Mountain Dew. This is your worst take yet? Sorry, I'm a real American, dude. Sorry that you're facing a red-blooded American for the first time in your goddamn lives, okay? Sorry. Sorry, not sorry, actually. Hey, fuck this politics shit. Give me that zero sugar diet soda tier list. The OG Diet Mountain Dew has excessive amounts of yellow 5 and is banned in the EU for being dangerous for your health or your sperm. I noticed my robes were substantially thicker. Yeah, I don't care, bro. Great. It's like birth control. Awesome. I'm a fan. Say less. I ain't trying to have a child anytime soon. You know what I mean? Oh, the Spark flavors are pretty good too. I have tried the Spark flavors. Those are pretty good as well. Also, I'm sorry, but like the EU doesn't have yellow 5. Like, okay, sorry that the American Constitution is much stronger than the fucking inferior EU, the weak EU. Oh man, oh, you can't have a little bit of yellow 5, dude? Yeah, I'm good. I'll keep my chemicals, okay? Anyway, let's continue.
In the coming hours and the next few days.
Wolf, Vice President Harris has made it clear that she is going to seize the reins of this moment and of this campaign, traveling to Wilmington, as you just mentioned, later this afternoon to try to rally the troops for the 105 days to go, this home stretch of the campaign, where in the last 4 weeks, Harris and her party have become something of underdogs, to use a sports metaphor, as the vice president addresses this audience of athletes. She used these remarks to praise the leadership of President Biden and the accomplishments that he has notched in the last 3 years, and thanking him and the First Lady for the opportunity to be here at this event today, but using some broad language, talking about going for the gold, being a winner, and being supported by a team. It's hard not to sense the metaphors and some of the parallels in what she was saying as she embarks on this journey of her own to try to retake the narrative for the Democratic Party and trying to rally members of the party nationwide and to galvanize.
What is this? My girl drinks Diet Mountain Dew at 8 p.m. every day as birth control. Respect. That's a keeper. There was another guy that said, I love Diet Mountain Dew and my girlfriend says it's her biggest ick. She said watching me drink it is like watching me smoke cigs. What do I tell her? Smoking cigarettes looks very cool. You should probably look for a new girlfriend. So,
voters behind her candidacy, Wolf.
Very interesting. We'll see what happens when she's in Wilmington, Delaware. Maria Cardona, it jumps out at me, and I'm sure a lot of other people, she would be the first woman president of the United States if, in fact, she's elected. President Hillary Clinton tried that, didn't work out for her, but this would be a huge, huge moment in American history.
Huge moment, Wolf, but she wouldn't just be the first woman. She'd be the first woman of color, black woman of Asian descent, daughter of immigrants. So many glass ceilings would be just shattered if she makes it. But I also notice this amazing parallel between the event that she's doing now telling those athletes that they are about to embark on the competition of their life, the ones that are going to the Olympics. She's about to embark on the competition of her life. And that competition is going to be tough. It's going to be something that none of us have ever seen before. They are going to attack her like no other woman in that position has ever been attacked, because there's really been no other woman doing what she's about to do. The other side is going to lie, cheat, and steal. They are going to otherize her, and she's going to need the team of her life as well around her, because when she brings home the gold, it's not going to be just for her. It's going to be for the American people who are looking to her, to the Democrats, to somebody to make sure that we keep our democracy sacred, that we continue to fight for the families that have been given so much with the accomplishments that she just underscored for her and what Joe Biden have been able to accomplish.
Joe Biden first came onto the national stage.
Oh my God. So libbed up. I mean, yeah, they're libbed the fuck up, dude. They are libbed the absolute fuck up. Dumb DNC gonna put up Hillary as Kamala's VP. They can't help but fuck this up. No shot, dude. What do you think of the legal battle that the right will inevitably try to fight? Keep Kamala's name off the ticket. Obviously it has no validity, but do you think it'll impact the media voter response? It'll impact the media and voter response in a negative way if the Democratic Party actually uses this to their advantage. This is a massive misstep. I talked about this yesterday extensively. There's two things. There's two avenues of attack against Kamala Harris that are unsuccessful, and one avenue of attack against Kamala Harris that is successful. The successful one is immigration. She's the border czar. They could say that she's responsible for all of the immigrant crimes that are occurring. And the Democrats don't have a very effective counter to that because they've leaned on that narrative that like immigrants are actually responsible for a shit ton of crimes. And that's why the Democratic Party is the one that's going to be the anti-immigration party, which is really stupid, right? Absolutely zero people think that the Democratic Party is going to be an anti-immigration party. All you've done in that situation is basically look at your opponent on their strongest position and give them props for having such strongly held convictions, even though the narrative that is set is completely devoid of the reality on the ground. Immigrants are actually not responsible for a larger share of crimes. As a matter of fact, undocumented migrants are responsible for less crime per capita than natural-born U.S. citizens. So the Democrats don't actually have a good way out of that, and I am actually a little worried about that. This is something that I've criticized the Democratic Party for quite some time, right? Bad instincts overall, bad messaging overall, bad politics, bad policy, okay? So that's number one. That's actually the least strong defense that the Democrats have. Having said that, you got that from John Oliver? Yeah, dude, I got that from John Oliver. I don't know if you know this, but you can go all the way back to like 2016. Okay. I've been a political commentator professionally for the past 10 fucking years. And this is an issue that I've talked about quite extensively for 10 fucking years. If anything, John Oliver's writers got that from fucking me. Okay. Give me a break. Anyway, that's the immigration front. That's actually a weak area for Kamala Harris because, like I said, she was the border czar. They could pin this on her. Having said that, there's two avenues of attack that are bad and have immediate counters. Okay? Two avenues of attack that are bad that have immediate counters. Kamala Harris is a woman. They do some misogynistic shit, right? They're like, oh, she fucked her way to the top. She's a black woman. She sucks. She's stupid, right? If the Republicans say these racist and misogynistic things, a smart way to recenter that conversation around not like being a victim of misogyny or whatever, but instead a smart way to counter that conversation would be to go, of course you're going to say this. After all, you're the party that, restricted women's access to abortion. That's it. That's it. Immediately recenter all of the misogyny back to the abortion conversation. That's the strongest thing that the Democrats have right now in front of them. That is the strongest conversation that they could fucking go with. Another angle is like, oh, you fucked your way to the top, but like Donald Trump is a sex pest. Like he literally has court cases. He has a defamation suit, double defamation suit against E. Jean Carroll. What are we doing here? You really want to have that conversation? Not exactly great. So that's another avenue of attack that has a very quick deflect. Okay. Also, the other thing that they can do is this legal battle that they want to launch. That's loser shit. And that's loser shit in the way that the Republican Party actually attempted and failed to do so in the 2020 election. They lost the election and they tried to steal the election through legal and illegal methods. So immediately, that's another strong suit for the Democratic Party. They could just turn around and go, oh, really? You want to fight this in the courts instead of fighting this in November? Didn't you do that last time around as well? Remember January 6th? How well did that play out for you? So those are really effective counters that you have. So if they try this shit, if they try this like whole, oh, we're going to keep Biden on the ticket, even though he has not been the nominee, like he has not been appointed as a nominee, the convention hasn't happened yet. Even if they try to do that, okay, a successful PR campaign can completely take those arguments and flip them and turn the narrative back to two issues that the Republicans are very weak on. What are the two issues the Republicans are very weak on? They want to fucking destroy democracy. Okay. In the eyes of the broader electorate, Republicans are chaotic. They want to destroy democracy. They want to be a fucking dictator. Okay. That's number one. And the second one is abortion. They took away women's bodily autonomy. Anytime a blonde, blue-eyed woman in a state like Texas is having complications due to an ectopic pregnancy and they can't get a fucking abortion in that state, that's on the Republicans. Okay? That's very important. And they need to hammer that shit in. Kamala Harris is a woman. Automatically, that's going to be a conversation point. Anytime people talk about IVF, Kamala Harris could turn around and go, Republicans want to take away IVF. The Southern Baptist Church got together and was openly saying, we need to restrict IVF only a couple months back. These guys are fucking crazy. So that, like I said, is an attempt from the Republican Party that will lead to utter failure. Okay? Damn, they should hire you. They should. Like, actually. Or at least, I know there's at least some staffers that listen to the broadcast. Hopefully, they can come across as very smart in the rooms that they're in if they are listening to what I have to say here. We're not talking about IDF. We're talking about IVF, in vitro fertilization, how Jesus Christ was born. Why would Republicans want to kill democracy? I mean, they've been actively working on that, and for long before Donald Trump ever decided to be a Republican candidate for the presidency. That's like a thing that they've been trying to do for quite some time. Okay? Yeah, Jesus was a test tube baby. God did that. I'm a staffer on the Hill, but my rep is so ridiculously conservative. There's no hope, I fear. They won't be stupid enough to go for a transvestigation against Kamala. I hope they are. I hope they transvestigate Kamala Harris. That's awesome. That's like, one, that's funny, and it's content. And two, that kind of mania is exactly what they're going along with right now. And that's kind of the reason why 2022 was a dud. Like, they fucked themselves over. They tripped themselves up by being insane on the timeline, okay? Anytime they do that, anytime they like go, oh, Kamala Harris is actually a secret man or whatever, you're losing fucking voters in the suburbs, man. You just look insane. You're losing the normal vote, the normal voters. It's awesome. It's great. Like, here is JD Vance is doing that too, by the way. This is here. Put this under the Democrat. I mean, the Republicans want to fucking destroy democracy category. Here it is.
Fight! We got time. Come on. Hey, we are in the fight for the soul of our nation. We are in a fight for our kids and our grandkids, a fight that we can never imagine. I believe wholeheartedly Donald Trump and Butler County's J.D. Vance are the last chance to save our country politically. I'm afraid if we lose this one, it's going to take a civil war to save the country, and it will be saved. It's the greatest experiment in the history of mankind.
Yeah. No, keep doing that, man. That's awesome. Keep this energy, please. Keep this energy, please. This is such a fucking L. It's so awesome. Yeah. No. This is great. Because they can't help themselves. Republicans cannot help themselves. They've grown far too comfortable in their fucking violent narratives. They literally cannot help themselves. This is a time where the Republican Party is supposed to angle towards the moderates. This is a time where they're supposed to change their narrative. This is a time I was a little worried for a brief moment when Donald Trump said, oh, after I got shot, shit changed. I'm going to be the fucking unity guy now. I was a little worried for a brief moment, and then I remembered that Republicans can't help themselves. Okay? They are far too fucking invested and far too comfortable. They just cannot help themselves. This is like the culture war button. They just got to keep hitting it. They got to keep hitting it over and over and over again, harder than I hit the top of the hour ad break button at the top of the hour when there's a 3-minute ad break, which, by the way, of course, if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe, and you can do that for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. Okay? Oh, this is like poison for moderates, okay? This is great. You will lose Pennsylvania with this narrative. That's a lock. That's a guarantee, okay? Every person living in a Pennsylvania suburb is going to be so grossed out by shit like this. Go ahead. Keep popping off, okay? It would be even better if he turned around and started talking about how much further they're going to restrict abortion or IVF or some shit. You know what I mean? It's great. If we lose, we're doing civil war. Okay. Great take, man. Definitely the energy you want to keep up. I've talked about how most people don't really give a shit about January 6th. There are people who obviously do care about the democracy is on the ballot narrative. Okay. There are some who look at like January 6th as like a gross violation of American principles. And this is the most effective way to remind those people that, you know, these guys want to do it again. That's it. Go ahead. Feed into that every day.
And if we come down to a civil war, I'm glad we got people like Schmitty and the Bikers for Trump on our side.
Oh, he followed it up. He said, we got the bikers on our side in the Civil War. You bring up the unifier tone and he immediately shits all over it. Lol, you are a prophet. It's not that I'm a prophet. It's just that I know the Republican Party. I know them well. I do so much hogwash. I am obsessed with the Republicans. I'm obsessed with the way they message. I love it. I think it's so funny. I think it's awesome. So that's it. I know that they cannot help themselves. On the one hand, they're like, oh, we got to do more moderate messaging. Here's another fucking insane thing that if they keep that narrative up, here's another insane thing that is going to look really bad. Kamala Harris has no biological children. Go ahead. Run with that. Please. Please fucking run with that. Okay? Please. Great narrative. Great message. Wow. Treating women like they're fucking cows to be bred. Gonna play out excellent. Okay? These motherfuckers are gonna lose Kentucky and shit if they do that. They're gonna lose the 52% white women vote if they keep doing that shit. And obviously, a lot of women are still obviously misogynistic, for sure. But like, there is a certain level. There is a certain level that you cannot go beyond. If you just start being like, yeah, no, why is Kamala Harris not barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen? You're cooked. It's gross. There are better ways to make these inferences, better ways to make these arguments. And the Paul Ryan types have completely left the Republican Party at this point, and everyone is trying to do their own shitty version of Donald Trump. And what people don't realize is Donald Trump is a uniquely singular force of charisma that is able to narrate these positions in a way that is appealing to the hogs, but no one else can fucking recreate that. That's why I say he's the white man's Obama. You can't have that same narrative. And even with Donald Trump, that narrative is still like genuinely toxic to many people. That narrative is still why you saw a bunch of fucking people in 2020 swap votes over to Joe Biden. I'm telling you right now, that shit absolutely is the easiest way to hand this election over to the Democratic ticket. I am like, this is exactly what I'm thinking of that makes me feel more confident in Donald Trump not winning re-election. Okay? Like, yeah, also saying foster parents aren't valid either. Exactly. That's so psychotic. But the problem is these guys are so caught up. They're so fucking caught up in their own weird echo chambers, smelling each other's fucking farts all goddamn day, that they just don't comprehend it. They literally they have forgotten what normal people operate like in the real fucking world, what they care about, what their motivations are. They're so invested in the Fox News driven culture war narratives and so used to like winning unconditionally no matter what, that they just think, no, this is the one button I have and I'm going to keep hitting it. I'm going to just say the most unhinged shit you've ever heard of. And that might actually change the minds of some Americans. This is why even with the trans panic, I often talked about, like, there's two outcomes of this. Either they keep hitting the fucking anti-trans button over and over and over again, and they turn around and basically melt the brains of the average normal Republicans in the suburbs and shit. Or, and that's really terrifying, that means, like, the moms and dads in the suburbs that are like lifelong Republicans have now become like schizo QAnon people with the rest of the dudes you see on Twitter. Or they just feel like this narrative is too sweaty. They don't want to fucking think about like children's genitals all the goddamn time, like fucking Matt Walsh. Yeah, here it is. Here it is, by the way. This is exactly what I was talking about. JD Vance calls Kamala Harris a childless cat lady who is miserable with her life. Winning ticket, baby.
Saying is that we're effectively run in this country via the Democrats, via our corporate oligarchs.
Like, Tucker Carlson is a phenomenal propagandist, okay? And he plays a really good role in radicalizing people. But if you do Tucker Carlson's, like, style of commentary, if you lean too much into that Groyper shit, you are pathetic. You are going to be seen as a fucking loser by, like, a dude who's had a job for the past fucking 35, 40 years. Like, think about it. I think it was Felix who said this. I think it was Felix who said this in the last Chapo ep that I was listening to, where he was like, can you imagine, like, the narratives that they're talking about now at fucking CPAC or at the RNC? Like, what person with a job would ever look at this and go, that's my shit? Like, that is inspiring to me. That, like, it's just so stupid.
By a bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices that they've made, and so they want to make the rest of the country miserable too. And it's just a basic fact. You look at Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, AOC, the entire future of the Democrats is controlled by people without children. And how does it make any sense that
Like, dude, you are gross as fuck, brother. You're creepy. Anyway, let's look at Biden's legacy. I'm going to pee real quick.
1972, elected to the Senate at just 29.
Judge me on my merit, not on my age.
His swearing-in ceremony was in a hospital because weeks earlier, his wife and daughter had been killed in a car crash. His sons, Hunter and Beau, injured.
So help you God. I do.
Biden would spend the next 36 years in the Senate, and he would make numerous runs for the White House. First, in 1988.
I announce my candidacy for President of the United States of America.
And again in 2008.
I'm going to be Joe Biden, and I'm going to try to be the best Biden I can be.
Biden ultimately dropping out of that race, only to join the ticket as the vice president for then Senator Obama. After 8 years as Obama's right-hand man, another personal tragedy stopped him from making a new push for the White House in 2016.
The most relevant factor in my decision is whether my family and I have the emotional energy to run.
His eldest son, Beau, losing his battle with brain cancer. But Biden's Oval Office dream would finally be realized in 2020.
Do solemnly swear.
Becoming the oldest president in U.S. history. His term marked by the pandemic, the wars in Ukraine and Gaza, inflation, and the border crisis. High points included a bipartisan infrastructure bill and the CHIPS Act, bringing computer chip manufacturing back to the United States. But a catastrophic debate performance would define his final campaign.
Dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
In the wake of his decision to quit the race, Biden's surviving son, Hunter, saying, "There is no distance between Joe Biden, the man, and Joe Biden, the public servant of the last 54 years. I'm so lucky every night I get to tell him I love him and to thank him. Thank you, Mr. President. I love you, Dad." Some of the big moments before.
I like that his legacy is, are you shadow banned on Twitch or something? I'm having issues finding you when you go live. I don't get notifications anymore. Got to go straight to your channel tab to see if you're actually streaming. It doesn't show you streaming. Brother, I don't know if I'm shadow banned, but if Twitch was trying to shadow ban me, they'd be doing a pretty bad job considering we have like 50,000 people in here right now. And I'm also one of the top channels on the platform currently. I'm just live all the time. I think that's what it is. This was being sold at the RNC. All of us had better buckle up. The stuff they said about Hillary in 2016 or what they've been saying about the Democrats in the Biden era will be nothing compared to what will come next. Great. I say bring it on. Okay? I say bring it on. Why? Because Hillary Clinton did not lose because she was a woman and they did like so many fucking misogynistic attacks. When you're a woman, especially if you're a black woman, yes, you have a harder battle to fight. Okay? Barack Obama was a black man. It was historic. It was a hard battle, but he was able to overcome it. Hillary Clinton lost because she was a political operative that with a last name that was hated for decades at that point. Okay? So much opposition research, so much anti-Clinton sentiment was a permanent plank in the Republican Party. Okay? And Hillary Clinton, despite all of that, still fucking won the popular vote, by the way. So the reality of the matter is, this is now a race that Kamala Harris could potentially win. Sometimes your most followed live channel, you disappears on mobile. Oh, okay. Anyway, Teamsters invite Harris to rank and file presidential roundtable. Today, the Teamsters Union officially invited Vice President Kamala Harris to sit down with a rank and file Teamsters for a member roundtable following the recent announcement of a candidacy for U.S. president. President Joe Biden, former President Donald Trump, independents, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and Dr. Cornel West, and all other major candidates for president participated in historic Teamsters rank and file roundtables between December 2023 and March 2024. The Teamsters look forward to welcoming Vice President Kamala Harris to International Union headquarters in the near future to meet with our members directly. As we have said throughout this process, our members' voices must be heard at all levels of our government to ensure the needs of working people are put first. The International Brotherhood of Teamsters has not issued any endorsement for a U.S. president. For those of you who don't know, that's exactly how Sean O'Brien sounds. Anyway, I just took a break from my Amazon route to let you know that your Boston accent is easily your best. Do better for us. Work on it. Make it a priority. Easily or worse. I didn't even read it correctly. That was horrible as a Massachusettsian. Okay, listen, dude. That's just how Sean O'Brien sounds. I'm sorry. Like, it is what it is, but you're wrong. Yeah, UAW is obviously going to endorse Kamala. Like, they're probably even more excited to endorse Kamala. Labor warm towards Harris. Top UAW sources say UAW International Executive Board will meet in the coming days on next steps, but says VP Harris is an ally and a champion, a sign she could be in line for the group's support soon. Organized labor key to decoalition. Anyway, there's more. Speaking of organized labor here, this person at formerly at AFT Union put a Twitter thread together. Joe Biden promised to be the most pro-union president in American history, and he made good on that promise. One reason he's been able to deliver on so many issues is because of Kamala Harris's work at the head of the White House task force on worker organizing and empowerment. Harris did critical work in the background to engage labor leaders and everyday working people and to bring our ideas into policy reality. She's been a champion for workers in office and will continue Joe's legacy of empowering and uplifting working people. I do think that Kamala Harris is more progressive on the labor front than Joe Biden is. I've seen no indication that she is to the right of Joe Biden on this issue. Do I believe that she was the mastermind? Do you seriously believe that? She didn't do shit. They didn't do shit. You're wrong. I have defended Joe Biden's record being the most pro-labor president in our lifetime. That is absolutely correct. That's just correct. It is. This is not even a thing that I have gone back on. It is an incredibly, unimaginably low bar. It's not saying a lot, but it's still the truth. Do you feel me? Do you understand? Why do all the other commentators I hear fear she is less? It is just a lack of certainty. People always bring up the rail strike, not knowing what happened afterwards. And I talk about what happened afterwards, but it's just odd. Unionization rates have never been lower. Yes, but our unions have also secured historic contracts in this time frame. You know that, right? Unionization rates have never been lower. It's correct. You're right. Card check is one of the many things that they need to do. NLRB implemented some sort of card check and like a different version of card check, which, by the way, that's Brandon's NLRB. Once again, I know what happened. It was still shitty to break the strike and deny their right to negotiate. I agree. I am fully in favor of engaging in a strike such as that one. It would have been a historic strike. Biden also happens to be the first president to walk a active picket line. That is not something you can just cast aside. That's number one. Number two, ultimately they did go back. They did go back to the railroads. The railroad unions were happy with at least some of the gains that were made. If you have no sick days and you all of a sudden have 4 sick days, you know, that's a pretty surefire way to at least get the unions on board and make them feel as though you're on their side. He offered to walk a picket line. He didn't offer to walk a picket line. He did. He went to the UAW picket line and spoke at the UAW picket line in solidarity with the UAW workers striking. That is massive. 4 sick days out of 260. Wait, what? Do you think the railroad unions were going for 266 days? Like, do you think that? No, they were going for 14, which is, you know, still insanely low in my opinion. They had 0 for years. They wanted 14. They got 4. Oh, they mean work days. Has Hassan talked about Mr. Beast Chris? Think about this. This is no different than the Cody Ko shit where people were just like, hey, I know that the current sitting president dropped out of the re-election campaign in the most historic thing that has happened in this election cycle, in a sea of historic things that have happened so far. Has Hassan talked about Mr. Beast Chris? Oh no, don't ban me. Just a question. I'm not going to ban you. I do want you to really think about it though. As a political commentator, do you think personally that right now I'm going to be talking about YouTubers? If it was someone you hate, you'd be talking about them? There are plenty of people I hate, and I don't talk about them in times like this because unfortunately for you fucking weirdo drama perverts, okay? Unfortunately for you, there are 50,000 other adults here that actually are coming in here for political commentary. Yeah, Chatter, he has to farm his revenue while the topic is hot. Yeah, no, totally. That's the reason why I covered the ongoing genocide in Gaza to literally a third of this audience for 9 months every single fucking day, because I love farming revenue and not because I'm a political commentator and I talk about fucking politics. I love when people come back into the community because now they're invested and then they go, well, I'm now invested, so that's why he must be talking about it. You must have thought that this is a different type of channel. You must have thought that this is like, you know, the channel of like a variety streamer who never talks about politics, only covers drama, plays video games for the most part, But now that shit is heating up, they've started to make a pivot into political commentary. This is a political commentary channel first and foremost. Okay? You must have gotten lost if you think that that's what's going on here. Anyway, I know people on her staff, and I can say with full confidence that when we elect her, she will appoint people to key roles who will bring the voices, dreams, and needs of working people in our unions of the West Wing. Felony Donald's a scab, full stop. That's true. I mean, this person is glazing Kamala up a little bit too much. Yeah, one of the first calls that she had was to Pramila Jayapal, which is pretty good. Vice President Kamala Harris just called me, and I told her I'm 1,000% in for her to be president. She has the smarts, the experience, the accomplishments, and the agenda to lead us to victory in November. Harris needs to bring on board the people who stayed loyal to Biden. I remain puzzled why CPC and squad behavior wasn't seen as an elementary strategy for a faction in a crisis. I'm high as fuck from getting my wisdom teeth out and legit thought Kyle was levitating in the background. Yeah. I watched solely for the commentary about how he is a political commentator. Good. Well, you'll hear that every now and then when people come into question. Please help. What is CPC? The Congressional Progressive Caucus. What are some downsides to Kamala from a progressive policy POV? She's a cop, has a bad track record being tough on crime, plays well probably in the Rust Belt, but overall I have a genuine distaste for that sort of thing. That is real. She was the top cop, called herself the top cop. That's a major issue for me. It plays a weird role, however. Because, like, as a black woman, did you see the New York Times mention you as spreading misinformation? Wait, really? I doubt that. I think she's also both a twofer on swerfy and turfy behavior. I can't share link. Just tell me what the article title is and we'll look at it. Americans, unfortunately, are very... What? The voices young conservatives are listening to online? What? Alex Mahadevan, who works to debunk misinformation at the director of Pointer Institute, a nonpartisan nonprofit organization. Wait, what? Who the fuck is this dickhead? He said I share as much misinformation as anyone on the right. A nonpartisan nonprofit organization said young people's increased trust in the online chattering class rather than mainstream media was a problem because, bro, you have to be on crack cocaine to have this take. Was a problem because content creators, unlike most journalists, are bound by journalistic ethics that pertains to people across the political spectrum. Hassan Piker, a popular left-leaning streamer on Twitch and YouTube, shares as much misinformation as anyone on the right, he added. Mr. Mahadevan said the preference for content that affirmed beliefs stem from what he called a core human desire, the need for validation. Show me this motherfucker's Twitter right now. What the fuck is this dipshit talking about? What the absolute fuck is this dipshit talking about? And this dumb fuck follows me too. Dumb centrist fuck. I like that he waited for the end of the open. Bro, in an article where they're talking about people consistently, in an article where you are talking about right-wing sentiment and how much misinformation plays in the right-wing sphere, to turn around and be like, actually, there's a guy out there who's, reporting on said misinformation, me, and addressing it with empirical evidence. Love that the fucking Pointer Institute, top funders of Pointer Institute, love that a fucking idiotic, have him on the defendant's take. I do want to have him on the defendant's take. Oh my lord. You're gonna say the Ukraine thing or the hospital bombing thing, that's good enough for him to call you a misinformation spreader? Do not interact with these weirdos. This just seems like you're whining. Okay, you know what? What the fuck am I doing? This loser has 2,000 fucking Twitter followers and works for a fucking right-wing or centrist, hyper-centrist think tank. You're gonna blow him up? He said your name on purpose? Yeah. Top donors from the Charles Koch Institute. The Stand Together Fellowships from the Charles Koch Institute. So glad. Fucking dickhead. Nah, you're not whining. You take your news accuracy seriously, and when some fucker questions that, of course you're upset. Yeah, no. He's very pro-Israel too in all of his writings. Yeah, that's probably why he's saying I'm spreading misinformation, because I think Palestinians are human beings. Dude, shut the fuck up with this dumb poop sock, brother. Are you a fucking child? The New York Times, this asshole's on the fucking New York Times being like, oh, this dude is spreading as much misinformation. Most of my commentary hyper focuses on fucking right-wing misinfo. The people that this article is literally about. People that I've directly called out for spreading misinformation. And this centrist coke-backed think tank guy goes in and is like, oh, actually the left is spreading misinformation as well. Yeah, you're right, dude. Extremely both sides. What are you doing? Why are you posting your own fucking tweets? There's nothing more frustrating than a shitty, supposedly centrist liberal, okay, operating in a fucking supposedly centrist think tank that gets money from the Koch brothers, or the Koch brother now, okay, that turns around and both sides this shit. It's like, just say it with your chest. Like, who the fuck wrote this article, dude? How are you on crack? You just didn't, like, I got a mention, but I didn't get a fucking call. That's crazy. Fucking bad journalism, in my opinion. Mr. Mahadevan said the preference for content affirmed belief stems from what he calls a core human desire, the need for validation. Confirmation bias and motivated reasoning are so powerful in humans, he said. We want to believe the facts that confirm what we think. Yeah, Mr. Mahadevan added that the way some people selectively consumed mainstream media news was exemplified after the shooting of Mr. Trump at a campaign rally in Pennsylvania on Saturday. What did I do? Most of what I did after he got shot was literally actively cast aside misinformation and explain to people media literacy. This is most of what I do is media literacy. Sorry, that's so annoying. He's mad you called the Trump pick hard. Read a little further. Wait, really? Think about the most powerful image that came out of the event. Wait, what? How? That's not about me. The Trump's bloody fist in the air with the American flag in the background, he said. That was taken by an AP photographer. The AP is like the most traditional mainstream media. But that doesn't stop people who claim to distrust the mainstream media from taking that image and sharing it far and wide, saying it's the hardest image ever. Act like the misinformation spread by the people mentioned in the article. That's a wild statement. I would love to. He loves you, fam. I think the power plays to invite him on so we can inform you. I mean, that's an insane sentiment to express. A popular left-leaning streamer on Twitch and YouTube shares as much misinformation as anyone on the right is insane. Literally, most of my commentary revolves around actively dispelling misinformation that the voices of young conservatives are actually promoting online. What is this? All right, I don't care. That's such freak shit. Anyway, yeah, let's get back to real news. Meanwhile, this is the info Matt Walsh is saying after Trump got shot. There's no conspiracy theory there's no conspiracy theory off the table now. The most powerful force in the world would do anything to stop Trump from being president. Is nutty. Also, speaking of the New York Times, I'm gonna have a stead on from the New York Times on Thursday. Like, at a time when Charlie Kirk and right-wing content creators are in their copium bubble so hard that they're basically making inferences that Joe Biden is possibly dead. Okay? I saw a tweet from Owen Schroyer, who literally said, and he's Alex Jones's guy, he's an InfoWars guy, saying that Joe Biden didn't sign his fucking announcement that he was dropping out of the race. So obviously he's secretly dead. They've killed him. Like, that's what they're running with. That's what they're making inferences to. But both sides, dude, you have to be the absolute dumbest person on the fucking planet to be like, yeah, the one side that's saying Joe Biden is dead and the other side that's saying, no, that's incorrect, actually are spreading the same amount of misinformation. The journalist who wrote the New York Times article follows me. I already DM'd her. Okay, calm down to set the record straight. All right. I believe this is the first poll to be conducted right after Biden's announcement. Harris is trailing Trump by 2%. Biden trailed by 6% in the morning consult poll. Harris has already seen a little bit of pickup Harris has already seen a little bit of pickup from the in comparison to Biden. Okay, damn, this shit fucked me up. Among other annoyances to Team Trump, they'll need to redecorate the campaign headquarters. Joe Biden is weak, failed, and dishonest. That's hilarious. All right. Let's move on from Biden's legacy. Let's look at other presidents who have opted to not run again. We're going to talk about LBJ.
Joe Biden joins a rare group of sitting presidents who chose not to seek re-election.
I shall not seek, and I will not accept the nomination of my party for another term as your president.
56 years ago, President Lyndon Johnson announced he would not run for a second term amid the increasingly unpopular war in Vietnam and growing national unrest.
Political violence. That year, we saw the assassinations of Martin Luther King and Bobby Kennedy. We've seen, of course, this year, the assassination attempt on President Trump's life. We saw divisions and discord and volatility.
If they respond, the misinfo will definitely be about the Al Ahly hospital. Yeah, except it's their own fucking reporting alongside the BBC's reporting that guided me to make that assessment initially. And we still do not know who was actually the responsible party. And also rather ironic to have that conversation when Israel has blown up every fucking hospital at this point.
Volatility in 1968. We're seeing that again this year.
In 1952, despite leading the country through the end of World War II, Harry Truman also opted not to seek re-election. Entering the Korean War, among other unpopular decisions, left Truman facing the lowest job approval rating on record, just 22%.
I have served my country long and I think efficiently and honestly. I shall not accept a renomination. I do not feel that it is my duty to spend another 4 years in the White House.
Presidents Teddy Roosevelt and Calvin Coolidge also decided not to run for another term, but Biden's decision stands apart from those of his predecessors, all of whom served more than 4 years in office.
All of those presidents, Theodore Roosevelt, Calvin Coolidge, Harry Truman, Lyndon Johnson, all took the presidency upon the death of an incumbent, became president in their own right by getting elected to the office, and then declined another term in office. So this is a little different insofar as Joe Biden was the candidate in 2020, became president, and has opted after one term not to go forward.
But now Democrats are hoping to avoid history repeating, because in the most recent two examples, when Johnson and Truman, both Democrats, stepped aside, a Republican won the next election, Eisenhower following Truman and Nixon following Johnson. This will be the first election since 1976 that will not include a Bush, Clinton, or Biden on the ticket.
And joining us now is the Democratic governor of the state of Kentucky, Andy Beshear. Governor, thanks for being with us. First, your reaction to the news that came down yesterday of President Biden stepping.
You will get a better understanding of why I like him, and I'm gonna be glazing him up again. By the way, from this point out.
Aside, and secondly, do you endorse Kamala Harris at the top of the ticket?
Well, thank you for having me this morning. I want to thank President Biden for being a phenomenal president. He led us out of a pandemic faster than we have ever seen. He showed up in Kentucky after natural disasters and has helped us rebuild. He's helped us build the best economy in our history, building the 2 largest battery plants on planet Earth, the cleanest, greenest recycled paper mill we've ever seen, creating jobs all over Kentucky and providing the funding to run internet access to every home and every business. His decision, I know, was hard, but it's going to secure his legacy that I believe historians are going to say was a great presidency. With that, I'm excited to fully endorse Vice President Harris as for the next president of the United States. The vice president is smart and strong, which will make her a good president, but she's also kind. And
I recall that longer time ago claimed that the genocide in China has stopped. I recall being surprised and afterwards looking for a media place confirming that point, and I wasn't able to find it. That might be the misinformation you spread. You mean the Associated Press article talking about how the Uyghur concentration camps had closed down? Is that what you're talking about? I think it was this. I mean, this is one of the articles. Terror and tourism. Xinjiang eases its grip, but fear remains. Let me see if I can find the other Associated Press article. I don't know why we're doing this right now. This is a distraction. but there wasn't associated. Your general vibe feels like disinformation. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it again. All right, let's get to Beshear.
Has empathy, which can make her a great president. And the contrast between her and those running on the other side couldn't be clearer. As a prosecutor, as an attorney general, like I used to be, she prosecuted rapists, domestic abusers, stood for victims, and put away those abusers. Now look at the other side, where J.D. Vance calls pregnancy arising from rape inconvenient. No, it's just plain wrong. He suggests that women should stay in abusive relationships. Listen, a domestic abuser isn't a man, he's a monster, and no one should support anyone having to stay in those relationships. So the vice president is ready. She has my full endorsement. I'm going to do everything I can to support her.
All right. Does he have the charisma for the job? Yes. Yes, I do think so. Dude, he's Wonder Bread. He's white as hell. He even has a twang. Okay. But more importantly, he's one of the most popular governors in the country in a deep red state like Kentucky. Okay. He's got twang. He's got swag. He fucking fights. He fights hard for things that he believes. As crackdown eases, China's Xinjiang faces long road to rehabilitation. Yeah, this is one of the many articles that was written about the fucking camps closing. Which, by the way, I'd never said the camps didn't exist, for the record. That would be misinformation if I had done that, but I didn't do that. Anyway, it's like self-defeating. It's self-defeating liberal copium when we do this shit. When it's like, oh, right-wingers and this one guy on the left is actually identical in terms of like spreading misinformation. It's just so stupid. But you know, sometimes dumb liberals love doing that kind of stupid shit. How do you think Beshear would do in a debate against J.D. Vance? I think he'd cook him. Okay? I think he would absolutely cook him. Especially because Beshear is also like, he's a real Kentucky boy who has love for where he's from. His family's been in Kentucky politics. Whereas J.D. Vance is someone who postured for liberals desperately, like the affection of liberals desperately. Notice none of these guys ever cite a thing you say when they call you misinformation. Yeah, I know. They would say, Hassan, oh God, I'm doing it again. Who cares? All right, let's continue.
All right, some news this morning here. Full endorsement from Governor Beshear of Vice President Kamala Harris at the top of the ticket. As you know very well, Governor, because of your record of being elected and reelected as a Democrat in the state of Kentucky, which Donald Trump won in 2020 by about 26 points, people are very interested in you and your future in politics. Has anyone reached out to you from the new Harris campaign about the potential for being the vice presidential candidate, her running mate?
Well, I don't know how that process is going to work. It's flattering to be a part of it. You know, I take it as a compliment, though, to what we've done in Kentucky. You know, what we've done in Kentucky is what we need to do in this country. It's to move beyond the partisanship, the constant arguing, get beyond neighbors yelling at other neighbors just because of the box they checked when they registered to vote. We need to turn the temperature down, and it's gotten to a boiling point where we just have to move past it. We've got to move to something better. We've got to get back to being Americans and not members of a political party. I believe that that the vice president will win this election. She will move us in that direction, and that's why I'm very excited to provide my full endorsement to her.
And so,
follow up on the bet with Hutch. Cast that aside. If they just drop that.
So I actually made a bet a few weeks ago with somebody at my meeting that I go to on Monday nights. I made a $100 bet that they would not replace Biden. And I'm hoping, I think there's like a 50-50.
Dude, why the fuck would you get your fucking politics from a goddamn Call of Duty player, dude? Like, I'm sorry. You're like, this is what you deserve. If you're like, oh, I wonder what like an older COD player has to say about this particular thing, like you deserve to be wrong all the time. Like that's just what's gonna happen.
50 chance that he forgets.
You just subscribed.
I think cast that aside. If they just drop that.
So I actually,
hey, Hutch is all right, man. No, man, shut the fuck up. No, he's not. He's not all right. And I say this as someone who played COD with him back in the day. Like, I had a lot of love for him, but over the years, he's become this person who's like very, I don't know, very smug. And I know a lot of people say that about me too, but it's like, yeah, at least I know what the fuck I'm talking about, dude. I didn't just get in on this conversation last second and just basically repeat shit that you heard on MSNBC or Destiny, okay? Even he is new to the fucking fold in comparison to someone like myself. Like, I've been doing this for longer than he has as well, which, you know, every time I bring that up, his fan base gets real fucking mad about that, but that's the truth. That's the reason why, you know, the things that I say are maybe a little bit more valid and get proven to be fucking true. It's not because I'm like brilliant either. It's just I have experience, more experience, and I'm not simply going to like MSNBC for takes to repeat. But, you know, it happens.
So, Governor, would you then be open to the possibility of being a running mate to Vice President?
Sorry for the link. He's been trashing me and you while being wrong, and it's been pissing me off. Also, he owes me $1,500. Yeah, I mean, who cares? Yeah, I don't really care about Hutch's political perspectives, and it is for his sake that I've refused to cover what he has to say about this issue or any other issue for, no, I don't know why we're even talking about it. I don't want to. I mean, I hope you get your money. Yeah, it's just, it is what it is. You're probably not going to get that money, though. I'm going to be honest with you.
President Harris.
Let me first say I love my job. I love serving the people of Kentucky. The only way I would consider something other than this current job is if I believed I could further help my people and to help this country. I also think, whether I'm asked for that or not, that it's important to be out there, you know, contrasting the vice president and those that she is running against. I believe her record is one of standing up for people, is fighting for the American people, and the record on the other side is just fighting for themselves.
So as vice president, you undoubtedly would be able to help your own people. So are you at least open to the possibility of being a running mate to Vice President Harris?
Well, I think if somebody calls you on that, what you do is at least listen. And I want the American people to know what a Kentuckian is and what they look like, because let me just tell you that J.D. Vance ain't from here. Now, the nerve that he has to call the people of Kentucky, of Eastern Kentucky, lazy. Listen, these are the hardworking coal miners that powered the Industrial Revolution, that created the strongest middle class the world has ever seen, powered us through 2 world wars.
Yeah, that's why he's great as a perfect counter for Vance. And I hope they see that. He's a real one. He's the guy. He's the method. He's the movement. I think he's the best possible guy. I really like Pritzker as well. But the major reason why I like him is because he's not in Illinois. He's in fucking Kentucky. And at a time when so many Democrats in the Democratic Party that are in red states behave like cowardly Joe Manchin stereotypes, he breaks that mold and never fucking stands down, never compromises on his perspective, especially when it comes to the endless, relentless attacks against some of the most marginalized Kentuckians. I really like that. So they won't pick him? No, I think they could. I think they would. And the reason why I think so is because he also hits the optics angle really well. He is one of the most popular governors in the country in Kentucky. His COVID restrictions were seen as like broadly positive in the state of Kentucky.
Race was also interesting in a lot of ways, but one of the issues that came up was, of course, trans rights. I mean, you did not hesitate.
We covered this already. I covered this already this morning. Let's go back to his video because I want to finish.
We should be thanking them, not calling them lazy. And so today was an opportunity to both support the vice president, but also to stand up for my people. Nobody calls us names, especially those that have worked hard for the betterment of this country.
So, Governor, you've been able to win election there in a state that overwhelmingly went for Donald Trump. So with that in mind, what should some of the messages be from the Democratic ticket going forward, whether you're on it or not, as it tries to paint this contrast with Donald Trump?
Well, what we've got to do is have a message for everyone. What we see from former President Trump are division and trying to rile one group up against others. My faith tells me that's wrong. The Golden Rule says we love our neighbor as ourselves.
Hallelujah, baby. He said, my fate tells me that's wrong. Dude. Anytime somebody's like, yo, what about this guy? I just want to show them his family photo. His Merry Christmas ass photo. That's like a fucking flashbang grenade, okay? This dude is a faith build. He is the whitest motherfucker out there. He's got a southern twang. He is OP, okay?
Self and the parable of the Good Samaritan says everyone is our neighbor. So how about a unifying message that can bring people together and move us past this boiling point in our country? How about we focus on the things that matter most to people when they wake up in the morning? Because when people wake up in the morning, they're thinking about their job and whether they make enough money to support their family. They're thinking about their next doctor's appointment for themselves.
By the way, dude, another thing you have to remember, he's not even doing the bullshit calls for unity that Democrats love doing or bipartisanship. He's literally saying, we got to focus on shit that matters for everyday Americans. None of this fake chaos and division caused by the Republicans. He's hitting Republicans. He's calling them out for culture war talking points. And he's basically bringing it back to policies. This is what you hear from the likes of Bernie Sanders. This is also part of the reason why Bernie Sanders, for the 600 years that he's been in office, has seen as like broadly popular and real, like earnest. He's doing that right now. This conversation is phenomenal. It's not a fake call for bipartisanships. It's not a fake call for Republicans to be a stronger party. It's not even fucking calling the question at the top of the hour ad break and trying to unify against it at the top of the hour by saying, hey, listen, if you don't want to see those ads, just like the rest of the community, all you need to do is subscribe. He reads as wholesome, very Christian. I'm telling you, he would be cooking, okay? Yeah, we already covered this earlier today, but I guess people weren't in here. I might as well play it again. He went on a fucking pro-trans message in Kentucky twice. Pro-abortion and pro-trans. And he's fucking popular. Like, you don't understand what that means. Some of your ad breaks make me wonder if you are indeed a good person. Oh, man.
Their parents, their kids. They're thinking about the roads and bridges they're going to drive on that day. They're thinking about the public safety in their community, and they're thinking about the school they're dropping their kids off at. That's what most people worry about. And if we can't satisfy that, they don't get to whatever the issue of the day is in Washington, D.C. No, the message ought to be, I'm in this to build a better life for everyone, not just Democrats, not just Republicans. You know, I run as a proud Democrat. But the moment I became Attorney General and Governor, I took that hat off and I serve every single citizen of my Commonwealth. And that's why in re-election, I was reelected by 5 percentage points being a Democrat in Kentucky. That's like 30 anywhere else. But I think it's just people saw who I am and how hard I was trying. And that whether you voted for me or not, I wanted to make your life better. You know, that's what we need to hear from our candidates. And that's what Vice President Harris can do. People want to get back to normalcy. They want to be able to wake up in the morning and check the news, but not have to worry about what crazy thing happened the other day or what crazy thing somebody said. They want to be able to put their kids in front of the TV and not worry about what a former president will say in the language that he'll use. You know, that's who we are as an American people, and that's what we want to get back to.
Pro-union, anti-charter school, pro-LGBTQ rights, uncompromising, insanely fucking, like insanely Southern, okay? He's perfect. I love that a chatter said pro-Israel. If you can find me one American congressperson currently up for the VP nod that is not the most loyal servant to the state of Israel, with the exception of like Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar, okay? Like a valid choice that will not also have a potential contested seat or anything like that. You are fucking delusional. Saying someone is pro-Israel when talking about the American Democratic Party or the American Republican Party is like saying they're pro-America. Israel is literally a part of America. It's a state, okay? It's the 51st state, but like an important state. perhaps even seen as a more important state than fucking Kentucky.
I think you're making a great point, Governor, in your endorsement of Kamala Harris, and I want to ask you more about that. You said earlier, and I thought it was very interesting, we need to get back to becoming Americans. And to your point, what has become partisan in the past few years, or since Trump became president, since he served, is democracy, the concept of democracy. Trump Republicans ignore so much, and they spew out a lot of disinformation, and all of it is working against our democratic values. So who do you hope in this election? Is it really about Democrat and Republican, or is it about democracy? Who do you hope will step up and support the Democratic nominee, and you hope it'll be Kamala Harris? Is it important in this moment to cross the aisle even, to really make this about the future of our democracy as we know it? Whether it be George W. Bush or military leaders along with the Obamas and the Clintons, how much, Governor, is at stake in this election?
Well, a lot is at stake. And let me say it's always important to cross the aisle because those are our neighbors. Those are our friends, and we can't let ourselves become so divided because we checked a box that said D or R when all of us are unique. We're made up of the experiences of our lives, and we have different views, even if we're a member of a same party. And so we've got to make sure that we have that dialogue, and we've got to give people the ability, the permission to vote for whoever they think is going to be the best candidate. Mm-hmm. You know, partisanship is now everywhere. From the car you drive to the beer you drink, you're supposed to pick a side. And we just...
Oh, I'm going to nut. I'm going to nut. I'm going to nut. I'm going to nut. Oh, he even brought the beer. Oh, my God. He's doing the Bud Light memes. Oh, my God. I'm nutting. Oh, if I'm in Kentucky, I'm like, that's right. That's my goddamn governor, man. He's right about that. What has become of this goddamn country?
Damn, this guy's good.